Hey guys, time for today's busking story. I'm going to go back to Mansfield 2008, a time when I was doing probably 3-hour busking sessions and doing more days, 4 or 5 days. Barclays Bank was still open back then in Mansfield, the branch, and I was busking close by to there. I think it was a Wednesday or a Thursday, so it wasn't one of the busier days. You earn less money on those days. So when a guy came past and chucked me £5 in, a £5 note, I was still singing the song, and but I was really surprised, because it didn't happen very often back then. I was carried on singing the song, and he carried on walking past, and when the song had finished, I went down to pick up the £5 because they have a blow away. It was in my busking case at the time, not a bucket that I use now, or somebody would nick it. So I went to pick it up, and it was covered in blood, and I was like, ooh, a bit squeamish, somebody else's blood. So I kind of half picked it up and put it in a plastic packet bag, so I could clean it later, because money's money at the end of the day. But I was like a little bit worried. I was like, oh, what's that all about? And then 10 minutes later, so I carried on busking, and 10 minutes later, 2 of the local duty coppers walked past, and I had a word with them and said, look, this guy's chucked this £5 note in, it's covered in blood. What's that all about? I don't mind the money, but something's amiss. And they said, oh yeah, we'll go and look into that. So they went off on their way, and I carried on busking maybe for another half an hour, or maybe an hour and a half. And then they came up to me and told me that it was lucky that I told them about it. Me telling them about the incident saved the guy's life. He was a haemophiliac, I believe that's the word for it, and he didn't realise he'd caught his wrist on something and cut his wrist open, and he was bleeding. And I wasn't going to stop, and he chucked me the £5 in, and then gone to walk up to the old bus station, which is now closed down, and sat down waiting for his bus, and lost consciousness over that next half an hour. So luckily the police found him, and he went off in an ambulance up to the hospital, and that saved his life. So literally chucking that £5 note into my guitar case, into a Busker's guitar case, saved his life. So that's this week's story. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for following and sharing. Stay tuned for more.